Choo-ka-choo-coo, choo-ka-choo-coo. Keep up your butt.
We are live.
Live, going live.
Oh,
8181.
Shut up, you fool. Hello, everybody. He's Parker.
He's Straw, and together we are the Battle Hammer. You like air horns? We've got air horns.
No, we don't. We just make the silly noise.
I've got hair around my horn.
Well, I can't tell if this is working. I can't tell if anyone's watching because I dare press any buttons in case we all disappear off the bloody screen.
I'm watching. I'm the one person who's watching at the moment.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
I'm going to put something in the chat.
Yeah, like piss off. Funky jibbin. The jibbin of funkiness. Minute 2 watching. That's probably me and you. We're watching ourselves.
Yeah. I like to watch it go in.
And out.
And in.
And then back out. Shit, James. Grant's being very scary. I don't know what he's playing at, but
I think he's in a death metal band.
Yeah. So then, Parky.
Ahoy!
Just lost everything. Where are we? Oh, it's there. It's just me and you, mate. Oh, there are a couple more people watching now. I don't know who they are.
Hello to the people who are watching. So, no spoilers because we don't want to spoil things for people, but we have both seen the first episode of the second series of The Mandalorian, and was it good?
Bag of shit.
You lie, it was amazing.
I lied badly. It was...
Roxana? Roxana? Yeah, The Mandalorian was chuffing amazing. No spoilers, but it was really, really good.
There was so much awesomeness in it. It was just awesome.
Does it not feel like it's made for us? Star Wars fans of a certain age who remember, who were kind of kids when they saw the first lot, who have grown up through it, and it's not aimed at a new audience. It's not aimed at kind of the youngsters who are coming up. It's aimed at us, 40 or older age somethings.
It does kind of feel that way, doesn't it? And it's the way they're sort of bringing in all these little bits that, we know has been mentioned like 30 odd years ago. And these little bits creep into it and you're like, oh yeah, boy.
Yeah, it's been, I suppose, just been really good. Dave Dog. Is that Dog or Dodge? Doge? D-O-G-G-E, Dave Dog. Hello, I'm the original creator of Roland Rat. I don't know if you are, but if you are, kudos to you. Yay!
How are you finding all this, Parky? Because I'm like looking, I've got nothing here.
It's on the chat. I'm watching as a outside observer, so it comes up on the chat on the side. Mike Pierce says, good morning, ladies, and a very good morning to you, Mike, or afternoon to us, morning to you. Happy Halloween, whatever it happens. Guy Fine says, hello, guys. Hello, B-Rai. How you doing?
Hello.
No. Says, no spoilers, please. There will be no spoilers. We're just talking about it's good.
But then that happened, and that was really good. And then, what about that bit? Oh, it was awesome.
The bit where, Luke Skywalker walks in and was like, hey, I'm Luke Skywalker. Even though I'm...
That's the way Mando just rides past Kenobi and waves at him. Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, totally. All these things happened. No, they didn't. I think I really liked that the Easter eggs were there, but they weren't necessary to enjoy the story.
No. I was disappointed by the fact that the Easter eggs weren't actually made of chocolate.
It's true.
I was very disappointed in that. But I'll tell you the one thing I did enjoy was some of the scenic bits were just beautiful. Utterly beautiful. Great place to go to. Loved it.
Yeah. No, I think you're right. That is important, actually, because there is that. I think in a film, you don't necessarily pay attention because it's all scene setting. It's all like a B-roll or whatever you want to call it, you know. But like, oh, here's a picture of the desert, or here's a picture of these woods, or whatever. But in a TV series, it really adds that sense of scope and grandeur.
But it definitely felt big as well, didn't it? You know, some of those travelling scenes, you sort of sat there and thought, ooh, yeah. It was just
really, really good.
Fucking Star Wars!
On the next episode. And as I was saying to Straw off air earlier on, I really liked that they called it Chapter 9 rather than Series 2, Episode 1, because it makes it feel like a continuation of the story rather than another series of this, which was good. But I think that's all we have to say about that without spoiling anything. If you haven't seen it, see it. It's good.
Although, was it my imagination? It was a longer episode, wasn't it?
I think it was an hour. I think they're normally 40 minutes, and I think this was like an extra 10. Or I could be wrong.
It was just so good.
Very
I
good.
Can't wait till next week.
I know, right?
Oh, God. So then, Parky, what have you been up to?
What have I been up to? I have been finding out what a pain in the arse editing is. I've been not just editing, like putting stuff together in a line, but like having a second music track and fading it out when you talk and fading it back in again when you stop talking, so you can balance the sound levels.
Here's a tip. Don't.
I've learned a lot. I think I can see why a lot of YouTubers do like 1 10-minute video every week rather than more stuff, because it does take a lot of time, just clicking and waiting for it to do and getting all the levels right. It all takes time. My first painting video is going to be like an hour, but I think the rest will be broken down significantly, and I'll do a little bit. Here's a little thing, and there's a little thing. But once it's done, it'll be done, and I've learned a lot, so that's good.
Yeah, well, that's good. It's good. It's nice to know that you have used your lockdown time wisely, preparing for the second lockdown.
Yeah, I know. I have dug out some. I've got a couple of things I'm finishing. Once I'm filming the next painting video, that'll be the hidden ones finished. And then I've been getting really bogged down with my plague bearers. I really just can't be bothered to hit them anymore, so I'm going to put them away and start a new project to re-energize me. So I dug out my...
That's a mistake.
Dug out the Wild West Greys.
What are they?
They're Wild West Exodus Greys. And I think I've done a 1200... there's a Posse Builder online on possebuilder.com or whatever, and you can just click on things and it's just making lists for Wild West Exodus. And so I've made a 1200 point watcher list, and I've got it all together, and I'm going to try some object source lighting in it, and that's going to be my thing for that project. So, start a new... If you're bored with an old project, leave it and start a new one, right?
No! Bad Parky.
That's going to be my lockdown second project. Johnny Jambo in the chat says, "Ahoy, hoy, helmet batters! Good to see you both back on. I raise my rum and ginger in your general direction." Well, I hope that's a drink.
Oh. Rum and lemonade is way better.
Jakey Boy Wukinky says, ahoy, ahoy to you, Jakey Boy Wukinky.
Yes, and that.
What have you been working on, Straw?
I have been working on my 40k Enforcers army.
Yeah, Palanite Enforcers, eh?
Eh?
Palanite Enforcers for Necromunda, and he just went, nah, fuck it, it's not Necromunda anymore.
No, it's still Necromunda, I just wanted an army of them.
Oh.
Yeah, I did kind of go a bit mad with that for some reason. It just, as I did the first squad for Necromunda, and then like the Shield men, I'm like, you know what? I could see how this would work as a full precinct. And then a story started developing in my head, and I'm like, oh, I could do that. And then I'll get a couple more figures for this, and I'll just, I can't have jetpacks and stuff. Hold on, but Orlocks can. If Orlocks can have them, I can have them. So I'm rutting through my old stuff, snapping bits and pieces off. It's just all crazy.
Chris Angie says, David Doggy is your real or show name, David Claridge. But clearly he's done his research and looked up who actually created Roland Rat.
That tells me one thing, that someone is very bored with having no life at the moment.
Aren't we all? Mike Pierce says, yes, Parker, that is the way. I'm starting my Warrior Nation Death from Above. Nice.
No, it's not the bloody way. You'll never, ever get your Plague Bearers finished now. Ever.
But I will have started them.
Yeah, your problem with them is you're painting them too good.
I wouldn't go that
Bolds,
far.
Mate,
but yeah.
fucking bolds. Throw a fucking contrast on them, get them on the table.
Yeah, I should just do that.
They're just bolds. If they were like your Demon Prince and stuff, yeah, go to town on it. But they're spods. They're like nothings.
Oh, yeah, Christopher Andrews not allowed out. He's literally not allowed out. We were talking about it the other day. Someone at his work had the COVID, so he's now been locked in for 2 weeks.
Unlucky! Unlucky!
I did, Mikey Pierce, I did think of you when, is it Maya Napa? I can't remember her name, Maya Napa or whatever, the lady on the Eagle. When she was released, I was like, that, you just popped into my head. I was like, fucking hell, yes. Now David Doge are having a chat with Chris about Roland Rat. It's not a finished draw, it's the journey. Never finished, just progress. That's a good point, Mike Pierce. Yeah,
well,
that is good.
Trying to do videos for people, you need the stuff to look painted instead of just a grey blob on the fucking table. Why are you in the corner? Shush!
Maya Napa, that's it, yeah. Thought about you when she was released because you've been waiting for her for ages. That's ahoy, Ed. Ahoy to you. We'd love to stay and watch live, but Super Saturday today. So 3 back-to-back rugby games to watch. One of the few times I ransack.
Boring.
At my own booze fridge with you in spirit. Well, enjoy the rugby. I hope your team wins the rugby and scores the tries and the penalty kicks.
It's a game played by men with odd-shaped balls. Lots of trying, no scoring. Don't see the point.
I hope the hookers do well.
Oh, they will.
Right. Yeah, doing your painting for you. Yes, I need to do that, Chris. Definitely haven't forgotten all about that.
Oh, fucking hell, Pock. You don't get your own stuff painted, let alone take it on someone else's. Make him paint it. What bloody
I definitely
paint it your fucking self, you lazy bone-idle bastard.
I definitely haven't completely forgotten about that at all.
You had, haven't you?
Yeah, totally forgot. Completely slipped my mind. That might be my next project then, apparently.
No, it is Warhammer Day today, apparently. I don't know what's...
What is it?
I don't know what's being released. Anything sexy being released? Fuck do I know?
Well, we won't know until it's out, will we?
Well, no, but it's like Warhammer Day. You normally get someone running around the shops going, oh, this has just been released. This is a sexy model that no one can afford because you need a 5th mortgage.
Yeah, I wonder what they're going to do with COVID. I don't know if they're doing anything different or not. I suppose Warhammer community page will be the thing.
We can do.
discuss it live as it happens. Because, you know, that's the thing, right?
You see, Warcry is a great little game.
This is your answer to Mikey Pierce, right?
Yeah, Warcry is a great little game. I love it. I don't know how the new version is going to compare to the old because it's now underground. Although you do get 2 rulebooks in it. You get the normal rulebook and you get the Catacombs rulebook. So you, Parker, have just won yourself a Warcry rulebook.
Woohoo!
Oh, it's a Primaris Terminator Chaplain. Boring. That's no good to main force of force whatsoever.
You could be the leader. The leader.
I'm all done. My chaplain, I've got an old missionary priest. So I'm using him. Thank you very much. I don't need a bloody Primaris. Yes, Warcry is excellent. Thank you, Oksana. I think it's awesome. Primaris, yeah, not very exciting. But yeah, the new Warcry, I love the idea of running around inside a dungeon with it, with all the little doors and everything, and pushing people into lava pits. I only got it because I wanted the one of the warbands, the dark elf ones, the
shadowy, spooky ones.
Yeah, the shadowy Daughters of Cain.
Mm-hmm.
They are just beautiful models. Utterly beautiful. Yeah, Space Marines, boring. It's just tiresome, isn't it? Really something nice and sexy. Give like the Eldar some love or something.
It is what it is. Like they love the Space Marines because everyone plays them. So you know, it's like a self-sustaining beast. It is the snake that eats its own tail.
I wouldn't mind, but you know the Space Wolf Codex is up for pre-order today.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to make this whole big thing about, you're going to get a whole new unit. Whoop. It's a bloody Reaver unit that are anti-psyker. Wow.
Oh, really?
And the sculpts aren't even new.
Okay.
They're old Reaver sculpts. Old Reaver sculpts, which they've given you, they're going to stick in a sprue of Space Wolf upgrade sprue.
Oh. I thought we'd seen this chaplain already. Maybe I was mistaken.
Blood next month. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm interested to actually know because Blood Bowl, as it stands, has been around for 20 odd years. I mean, probably longer than that.
Longer.
Because it was kind of the original game kind of died from Games Workshop's point of view, and then they brought it back at like the NUF or NAF, kind of kept it alive as a non-supported game. And I think that's amazing that they've done that for so long. But now GW, it's kind of regained popularity again, and people are playing it more. GW have gone, oh yeah, we've still got this game, and they've redesigned it. So I'm really interested to see what the rabid fans of Blood Bowl have to say about all these little rule changes, because they made passing its own thing now.
Oh, have they?
Like you've got a passing stat now, which you never had before.
Oh, interesting.
So I'm wondering what they're going to do with that, and whether people will embrace it, or if people just say, well, actually, we were fine as we were. Off we fuck.
So Mike Pierce, seems like reskins. Beastgrave, Underground, Kill Teams, are they all the same game? Are they all the same? Well, they're all kind of similar, aren't they?
Yeah, I guess Warcry is like fantasy kill team, if you like, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. Beastgrave and all that. That was
I think it's Shadespire, or it was Shade Underworlds. I think they're all called Underworlds, and then you add Shadespire, Beastgrave, and then there's a new one, Relic Minge or something.
Relic Minge. Yeah, the
models are really nice. I really like that they've done the unique models for each little thing. Like, I really want to see a full force of the Goblin Wolf Riders, where you get like 3 in a box. They look so good, like really, really nice. And I'd love to see a full Goblin Wolf Rider force.
Jamie, that's my fault. I want to get the Daughters of Cain box for that though, because there's a couple of really nice sculpts in that would work really well in my Daughters of Cain army.
Yeah, I've no doubt I'll end up picking up the Nurgle ones at some point, just because. Chris Richardson, I'm alive! You boys still playing Hate? We haven't played Hate in a very long time, but actually I would like to play Hate again. Hate was really fun campaign that we played.
To be fair though, Parky, we haven't played any games in a long, long time.
No, that's true. But Hate in an all long time.
Hate was, yeah. Oh, I did like Hate. Hate was just fun.
Hate was probably the closest I've come to a board game / skirmish game that actually really balances between the two well.
Yeah.
Because a lot of board games don't necessarily pin the skirmish stuff, and a lot of skirmish games don't pin the board game accessibility stuff. Whereas I think Hate was a wonderful balance between those two things.
And you could chop bits off. It was great. I loved it.
Yeah.
It's just a nice, simple mechanic, wasn't it? Being able to slide your damage cards and your skill cards and everything in to the sleeves. I loved that. I thought it was just really cool.
He's working on a new book, isn't he?
Is he?
A new Hate book. Like Hate, because you've got part 1, chapter 1 and 2, whatever it is, Hate Chronicles, but he's working on part 3 at the minute.
Oh, giggity, giggity, and my goo.
Giggity goo.
Nice.
I assume it will come up on his Instagram if you follow it, which I do.
So what are we going to be playing when we get started again? If we ever get started again, Parky?
Forrest, I want to play some Exodus badly.
Oh, well.
Play some Mythos, because we were kind of just about getting ready to play it, and just things were just starting coming out for it, just when first lockdown hit.
Yeah,
I want to play that. And Chillywinks would do. Cool, didn't know about the new book. Yeah, I follow him on the Instagram, and I think he mentioned it on there. I think it's either coming out, or it's out, or it's new. Guess what Ed says?
Grasslands!
Actually, yeah, I do. I'd love to play some Gaslands, actually. Yeah, that'd be wicked. I've got Gaslands. Vroom, vroom, motherfuckers.
Nah, take it or leave it.
You lie.
I'm bored with it, but then once I sit down and play it...
Oh, yeah, that's the thing.
Witness me! You can have some great moments with it, but...
I think, not the problem, but the issue with a lot of games is they're great in the moment, but there's no... Like, you can't list build. There's not as much hobby to do. You know, so it doesn't keep you constantly excited. Do you know what I mean?
Shut up.
Like finding Posse Builder on the internet made me think, oh, okay, well, I'll just write. I've got some watchers. I'll write a watcher posse. Oh, cool. Yeah, I could do that, and that made me dig out my watchers. Whereas I don't necessarily feel the same way about Gaslands. Like, I don't feel like, I'll work out a little gang, you know, and that'll get me all excited. That'll get my juices flowing. Actually brings up a good point about like downtime during games. You know, like what really keeps you constantly engaged. Obviously, there's the in-game playing, but there's the hobby, there's the list building, there's all this other stuff, the lore. You know, like you could read. You could read 40k books for donkey's years and not finish them.
I have to just butt in here. Excuse
me. Go on.
Look, Zana said, "Are you planning on doing the Alien RPG? Filmed one. It's on the on this channel somewhere. We did do one. I've just picked up the box scenario, Destroyer of Worlds. So I will be doing that for someone on here as well. I love it.
Nice.
So,
Can I beat the alien?
I ran it for Chris, Grant, and Ian from the shop, and we filmed it, and it was pretty brutal, very good. Did enjoy it.
Can I play an alien queen?
No, just because you've got the little arms and the big fat ass.
Hey, I don't store my. I haven't got a big booty. It's all at the front.
Did either of you back the new Car Wars? No.
I didn't even know it happened.
Where are we supposed to get the money from to back all of these games?
I think I've got an old copy of Car Wars in the loft somewhere, like from the 90s.
What, in the little black flat pack thing?
Yeah, it's like a little thing like that, and you had to cut out all the little cars on the cardboard. They were all like yay big, like centimetre long. You had to cut all the little things out.
Nah. Parker, donate something to the channel, mate.
What?
Donate some money, Parker. Go on.
I haven't got any money.
Oh.
I didn't know I could. Can I donate money from here?
I don't know. There's a donate bit.
Oh.
Press it. See if you can donate money to me. Give me all your
I don't
money,
know.
Parker.
No.
No, I didn't even know there was a new Car Wars.
No, I didn't. Mike Pierce says about.
Sorry.
No, I was just going to say Mike Pierce says about Dystopian Wars. Seen the new plastics for that? Oh, they look really nice.
Oh, the boat game. Sorry, I was miles away there. I'm keeping a semi-eye on the missus because she's sitting at the other computer and she's on eBay, and that's always going to end in tears. So I've got to keep an eye on her and go, no, you're not buying that because you've got one just like it.
That's what she says about your toy soldiers, though.
Don't start on that, Parky. She started selling my shit.
Oh, is that Jane selling your books?
Yeah.
I did wonder.
Yeah. She's like, you don't need these. Let me sell them. This is going to end in tears. I found her the other day in my gaming room going, you don't use this one, do you? I'm like, why? Oh, I can sell that. I can sell that. And did you know this one's worth like £500? I'm like, get your grubby mitts off. Piss off.
Have you seen that Spock advert where he ends up selling everything in the house and he's in his pants just about to sell the cat?
Yeah.
That's what's going on.
It's going to be her. I've got to watch her. Can't believe some of the prices on there for role-playing stuff, though.
Well, it's all out of print. Like, it doesn't exist anymore. It's basically antiques.
Ah, that explains why like some of the Black Crusade stuff is like £500 a book.
Christ.
Book of Blood. The corn sauce book. Like, 500 odd quid. I'm like sitting on it going, thank you very much.
No.
Because the only ones out of all of those 40k ones I'd ever run again will be Dark Heresy. So literally all of the others can go.
Dark Heresy's the
Inquisitor, your Inquisitor retinue. Thoughts
Mike Pierce.
Armada as an alternative to Thingamajiggy.
I am torn. So I like Armada. I think Armada's a really good game. It's a lot of fun. I love that you've got the difference between the big ships and the squadrons, but you lose any sense of three-dimensionality. Like, why can't I just go like this? You know, like, it just doesn't sit right in my brain. Whereas if you took exactly the same game and made it two-dimensional and just had boats, then I'm okay with it. You know, dystopian.
Hold on, I think they mean not Star Wars Armada.
Oh,
Mantis Armada.
Armada. I don't know. I mean, it looks all right. I think if you like the fluff, then great. But it doesn't. Nothing about it kind of gets me going in the same way.
It's one of these things again, isn't it? It's Mantic. They're doing a lot of stuff at the moment. Bless them. Good luck to them.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I look at the models and I'm like,
They look alright. Yeah. They look fine. They look. Whereas for Dystopian Wars, I know that I'm already sold on Wild West Exodus. I already know that universe, and I'm like, oh yeah, I can get in Enlightened. Well, I know who the Enlightened are. I can get involved in that faction and play with Enlightened killer whales or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, that gets me tickled.
Mr. Eric, ahoy!
Ahoy!
At work, just caught you mumbling. You can get a cream for that.
Yeah. Yeah, Mantic Armada. It does look like Warhammer and War. It looks a lot like Man of War used to look.
Man of War was awesome.
That's one thing that I think Mantic can do over a company like GW, because they're not the unstoppable juggernaut that GW is. GW has to decide on a thing and go with it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, they can't just go, oh, for a laugh, let's just release Man of War again, because that would be cool. If it sells, great. If it doesn't, well, fine. At least we've sold.
They kind of tried, didn't they? Dreadfully.
Oh, that was. It was a good game, but it wasn't Man of War.
We never played it, mate. I looked at it. We got it, but I'm glad we got it. I'm glad we got it because of two reasons: the mat, the mat is fucking awesome. Yeah. And the little scenery bits are great for Man of War.
Yeah, but it was a board game essentially.
Yeah, pretty much.
You couldn't just go, oh, I've got an army of dwarves. I'd love to have a dwarf fleet. Oh no, you've got one dwarf ship and that's it. And we played them in these 10 scenarios. Oh, that's not Man of War.
But speaking of Star Wars Armada, though, I do love the look of the new ships for the Clone Wars they've been doing.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
it's not a faction to get, but yeah, they look good.
They think, we'll never get them, but they look really nice.
Yeah. They really need to do Scum and Villainy set so you can play effectively pirates. Having you could probably use bits from both factions and go, well, this is a refitted Star Destroyer, but you've got X-Wings instead of TIE Fighters, because that's what we keep, or Z-95 Headhunters. That'd be cool. Coming out of a refitted Star Destroyer with like all spray painted up. That'd be wicked.
Yeah, I can see how that would work, yeah. Yeah, that would be quite cool. I'm sure somewhere in some of the original, before they changed all the fluff and everything, I'm sure that there was someone who'd stolen a Star Destroyer.
The Rebels got their hands on one at one point in Dark Empire book. Oh, where did I put that stuff? I'll put it away now.
What are you doing?
I was looking for, I forget what book it is. I think it's the Star Wars role-playing game, the D6 system from West End Games. I think it's called Slave of the Empire or something like that. And it's like a whole book about, Pirates and Privateers. A whole set of like space pirates. Great.
I never had that book for the original D6 system.
I'll lease it to you.
A long-term lease.
Rent it from me.
Because that's the system I'm going to be using for Jurassic World.
Oh, nice.
Because I've got... Wait! Ouch.
Yeah, he's gone. Quick, everyone.
I've got...
Talk about how much he's... Oh, he's come back.
Which is basically the West End original system.
Nice.
So I can sort out all the Lost World stuff. There are other supplements for it, and one of them is monsters and everything. And I've had a look through it, and in it are dinosaurs, so I don't even have to do any work.
Nice. What made you use that instead of Savage Worlds, which you already had?
The simple thing of Savage Worlds is just a D20, isn't it?
I thought it was
don't know.
Multiple dice.
But
I thought you had a.
Oh, no, it's different dice. But then this, you get a handful of D6. And I just like... I like a good handful.
If there's something rolling better than rolling a single die, it's rolling many dice.
Yes. So, yeah, good handful. Unless I'm wargaming, and then I hate having that many dice.
I think there's a balance, isn't there? You want to... one die is fine. 5 or 6 dice, perfect. 20, 30 dice, unwieldy and a pain in the arse.
And then you drop them, and they go everywhere.
Yeah. I wonder, I mean, someone must have done the research into how many dice is the perfect amount. A small handful of 5d6 is really good.
And again, it depends on the dice size as well, doesn't it? Because if you use, I mean, a lot of us these days use 16mm dice, don't we? You know,
Yeah.
slightly bigger, which is all well and good. But if you're doing a Age of Sigmar battle and you suddenly need to roll 60 of them, you're like, and then you destroy most of the stuff on the table and you drop them.
Yeah. I think, I hate to say it, but I think Guild Ball was the right amount of dice.
Not if you were playing against butchers.
But it was generally speaking about 6 to 8 dice. You know,
unless you were playing against butchers.
And then you're on like 20 dice for a hit. Oh, bop, dead, bop, dead. But I think that was, and all of them felt important because you had to get a certain amount to get over that threshold. I think that's the problem in something like 40k, where you're rolling 30 dice. And then you're like, it's 30 dice, and it doesn't really matter if I get 20 successes or 25 successes. Like, yeah. Whereas in Guild Ball, you really felt like, do I get 6 successes or 7? If I get 7, then I get the extra special, I get an extra 2 points of damage, you know?
Happy days.
Back when the world was young and we were even younger.
Speak for yourself, I've never been young. I've always been this old and crotchety.
You came out bald, bearded. Hey, wait, this isn't Cam Hawes. This is going to be a tough wank. Thank you, Wes A.D. That was a great line.
No, I'll make it easy for you. There you go. You just toss off the Parker as much as you want.
Get your
in his face. Oh, what do we do with the drunken sailor? What do we do with the drunken sailor? What do we do with the drunken sailor? Smash him in his bum hole.
Yeah, baby. Serves him right for all that booze.
One moment, I just have to order my drink. Beer!
You're going to get a fucking slipper thrown at your head, aren't you?
Why? Because I'm wearing them. She's just going to sit upstairs now to spite me, isn't she?
Yep. You'll have a beer, just the lid's still on, just.
Oh, Ed, painted your last Alchemist the other week. Thank you, darling.
Oh,
and now you can get rid of it.
I was tempted when they did that last minute sale and were like, right, Gumball's dead. I was kind of half tempted to buy some stuff, and I just thought, you know what? Why? I'm never going to play it again.
I was tempted to get the miners actually, but then that's exactly it. It's when are we going to play it? And if we don't play it, then I've got the figures for nothing. And these days, I'm trying to get stuff I'm going to use, not just stuff I want because it looks pretty. I'm trying to limit what I buy. It doesn't work. It does not work. I just end up buying lots of other shit that I think I can use, like plastic dinosaurs.
Yeah, but they're not as expensive, and you can use them for multiple things.
I just made a point of buying, the nice kids' toys dinosaurs that are pre-painted and they look sexy. So that way, when I get them, all I do is I put them onto a nice base. My work is done.
I did think that I was like, wow, that looks really good, and it turns out that it was just as you bought it on a base.
Yeah, I just did the base. It was beautiful. I love that model. It's a good, sturdy model, really good size for the games. Loved it. And I've got the Raptors from Tammy. No, who is it? Where the fuck did I get the Raptors from? Someplace.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ed. Ed. Thing is, Guild Ball, mate, we don't play Guild Ball anymore. That's old hat, mate. Sorry, old hat.
The one thing, and I've probably said it before, and I'll probably say it again more than once, is I really wish they just finished the minor guilds out. And then, fine, you know what, the game's come to a natural end, like, okay, cool. But just to leave...
Yeah, because the Brewers never got their minors, did their minor team, did they? You know?
Yeah, Alchemists got theirs. They were going to get the Lamplighters. They even talked about doing the Lamplighters, and I was like, oh, cool. Dudes on stilts, and they'll probably have like all these special rules. They'd be really cool. And then,
no. Here, have a Pac-Man card game.
Oh, fucking hell. I mean, I suppose it's like a tab.
What are they doing?
I think it's interesting from a without sounding petty about it, but from a like if you were going to teach a class, like a university class, on how to make board games, then one of the things you would do is you'd grab an IP that exists like Pac-Man and go, right, okay, our project for the week is going to be Pac-Man is a game that you can't really turn into a game. How would you do it? How would you take those things that make Pac-Man Pac-Man and turn it into a card game? There you go. That's your week project, or your 2 week project, or your month project. Oh, that's a good idea. How does it get you thinking about it? But that's what I mean. As a project, as an idea of kind of expanding how you create mechanisms to evoke emotion, like, yeah, as an actual release, it's a stocking filler that I'm sure people will buy.
In that case, those people are pretty fucking stupid.
I don't know.
Oh, here we go. Where's AD? Would you guys get invested in another Steamforged game? Depends. Have I got treat me like a cunt again on my forehead?
No, I think it for me personally, it depends on the game, and I don't see it happening with the things that they're doing at the moment. Like, they don't appeal to me. Like God Tier, yeah, whatever. It didn't really appeal to me. Dark Souls didn't appeal to me. In what's that? Eden Dawn or whatever the
thingy.
It doesn't get my goat. I'm not bothered. Well, if they did a thing and I was like,
play the computer game.
Yeah. I haven't done anything that's got me excited since Guild Ball, but it doesn't mean they'll never do anything good again, and I won't care.
But I think there is that. I think as a player of Guild Ball, you're always going to have that little bit of doubt, aren't you? Now, so they're releasing this game. I like the look of this game. I like the idea of this game. How long is it going to be before they suddenly decide they want to do something else, stop this and burn us?
I think that's the problem. From their perspective as a company, they're not as big as someone like GW, so they can't just make it and people will buy it. On the other hand, if they make something and people don't buy it, they have to pull out. They can't just go...
So you got Ed and... Where's Adi going? No, Tempted by Bard's Song. It's another dungeon crawl.
I don't know anything about it. Like, the models look alright, but it's that kind of... I think... So, Guild Ball looked a certain way, and God Tier leaned into the kind of more cartoony elements of that. And I think this leans that way, and that's not my jam. So I haven't been as tempted by the models. But I don't really know anything about the rule set. I don't know anything about how it plays or anything. What I do know is I am really, really wanting to do a wee-wee.
No. No. We've gone through this. No. You have to last at least an hour. So wee into your cup.
And then I can drink it when I'm thirsty and just continue the cycle.
Precisely. No running away wee-wees. Bad parking.
Sure.
That's very unprofessional.
Oh. I'm wondering if they're going to stay away from those continuous long-term games and go for one-off board game types, maybe with an expansion or two. That would seem the way they're going at the moment, and I get it from a business point of view. Like, it makes a lot more sense to make a thing, sell the thing, make a new thing, sell the new thing, rather than like, oh, you know, buy this thing. Because otherwise, if people aren't invested, maybe they don't get into it. I do need to blow my nose, though, and that's just going to be not peeing.
He's going for a pee. Oh, that bloke is so fucking lame. Oh,
No, I'm
so
not.
now
No.
I've got an entertainment.
No.
Oh, he's back. Oh, this little wee-wee man. Little wee-wee monster. Little wee-wee monster.
No, I had snot coming out of my nose like Gilbert the alien.
Right, you've got snot coming out your nose and dribble coming out your mouth. And I don't want to know what's coming out your ass.
Let us know in the comments if you know who Gilbert the alien is. Do you remember Gilbert the alien straw?
I'm too young for that, mate. No, it rings a bell.
And lying around in the Millennium dustbin with Gaz top.
Oh, fuck off, no. No. Go away.
We'll save them from the rage ending that Gilbert got, yeah. He made 45 minutes.
Bloody blame the fans for it. Don't blame the fans for the success of the game. You made it all too competitive. What? It's a competitive sport, you fucking bellends.
Yeah. I think that it's easy to look back on things and go, oh, yeah, that happened. But they were in the Warm Hordes meta, wanted a similar game, but got out, but didn't want the Warmer Hordes fans. So they made a new game like that game, left, and then eventually those people came in, and then the game it happened again. Do you know what I mean?
I don't know, I'd never played Warm Hordes or War Mask.
No, but listening to various people, it seemed that they wanted a game that played similarly. It was like competitive and crunchy and kind of had similar aspects, but they didn't want oh man, people are so nasty and like hyper competitive and the meta's really mean and all that kind of stuff. But unfortunately, if you create a thing that's similar to the thing that you don't like, you really don't like. If you have I don't know.
When are you going to try Core Space by Battle Systems? When someone buys it for us?
Yeah, I haven't played it. I don't know a lot about it, but
You're not a very good
I do
researcher,
like.
are you, Parky?
Say again?
You're not a very good researcher. You don't do nothing all day apart from badly paint plate bearers, which you then put in the cupboard to never paint again. You should be doing all this research. You should be able to know all this stuff.
So one thing I do know about Battle Systems is
The stuff is damn gorgeous.
it is gorgeous. I really like the robots, the kind of blank-faced, you know, I mean, the blank-faced robots look really cool. As far as I know, your two scavenger gang type space gangs, and then there's like a third player, not a third player, but like bad guys.
Yeah, we know Sean Connery's just died. It's horrible.
Yeah, discuss.
Don't need to discuss. He's dead. He's dead.
Yeah.
Jim.
I think he had a lot of people talking about him one way or another during his life. He had some opinions that I don't agree with, but he was also a really good actor and stuff. Like, he was a complicated person, like people are complicated. without sounding dicky about it, you know, I'm sure he was not nice to people, and he was also nice to other people.
At the end of the day, he was a person.
He's not a hero. He's not a fucking legend. He's a human being.
We will do good things, we will do bad things, and then eventually we die, and it's horrible. And that's the way it is. It's all bullshit.
One thing that does bother me, so I'm not going to talk about Sean Connery specifically, but people say, like, oh, you shouldn't speak ill of the dead. And I'm like, well, you should, because they didn't stop being mean when they died. Do you know what I mean? They did none of the bad stuff they did. Like, we don't now not speak of Hitler. Well, shouldn't speak ill of the dead. We still speak bad things about Hitler, you know, because he was a cunt.
Oh, so Core Space can be played solo.
Oh, I didn't realise that.
Yeah. Cheers, Matthew. Oh, shut up. Be interested to see Spill do his take on it. Hello, Rangers of Shadow Deep. Hey! Thank you for watching.
There is something I really like about Core Space is you've got like a little character card, and you've got spaces where your equipment goes, but the equipment takes as many spaces as the picture is. So if you've got a rifle, that takes up that much space because it's a rifle. So you put it in your thing, and if it's a gun, like a pistol, it only takes up that much space. So that's how big your backpack is. I love that. It's so good.
I like that. Urban Manhunt campaign rules. Any update?
They're coming.
Ooh.
In your face.
All over your mum. Coming soonish.
Libel laws don't apply once you're dead. Can literally say what you like. Yeah, I don't mean libel. I just mean that. So a lot of times you see a celebrity say, so people may remember, what was her name? Oh, fuck. Anyway, I can't remember her name. She was in Big Brother, and she got a kebab out. People will remember that.
Oh,
Jade Goody, right? So everyone hated her, and she was like, you know, she came across as, I don't want to say common, but like that kind of thing, and people didn't like her, and she was mean, and she said stuff. She was kind of racist in Celebrity Big Brother and all this kind of stuff. And then she got ill, and people were like, oh yeah, but she had a heart goal, really? And it's like, people are complicated things. She can be bad to some people and good to other people. But I think as soon as people get ill or they die, people go, oh, well, weren't they good? And didn't they do nice things? Like, yeah, probably. But they're also a bit of a cunt in other ways.
False to that, when I die, I want everyone to say, God, that straw, he was a cunt.
Well, you are.
Well, I'd rather they just told me to my face now, actually, so I can, like, thrive and bask in that glory moment.
When you die and you have your great chaos monolith erected, and people carve things in forbidden languages, they'll all say that you're a cunt.
That's all right then. Long as I know. You're the first bastard I come back and haunt.
No!
You'll wake up in the middle of the night in a cold sweat, and there'll be me as a ghost standing over you, tossing off into your face, going,
oh, I don't like that at all.
No,
don't like that.
That is going to ruin you, especially if you do happen to get a missus and start topping her. And then
what would be worse? If I did it back, though?
Ghost ectoplasm.
What is Miniatures Company you think has the best selection of modern figures to use for Urban Manhunt?
Hassle-free.
Hassle-free is really good. They've got loads of good stuff.
Hassle-free, job done.
Yeah, Hassle-free's got some great kind of generic-y, post-apocalyptic-y stuff, you know, the heroes. Who else? Studio Miniatures have got a good set for their game Turf War Z, which is a zombie street gang game. And they've got a lot of, although they come as sets of like 5 to 7 because they're part of gangs, they've got a lot of, what's the word? Like a lot of like kind of post-apocalyptic zombie type game things. And yes, you have to buy a set of 7. But for example, they've got the group from Predator that you could use. They'd be really cool as individual. You could either individual hunters or particular baddies. They got a lot of stuff like that.
What's that company?
Studio Miniatures.
Studio Miniatures.
Yeah, they do loads of zombies. They do lots of street gang stuff. They've got some Sons of Anarchy type stuff as well.
Oh yeah, I know the ones.
Horror models and zombies and stuff like that. When the Michael Jackson documentary the other day came out, suddenly people started refusing to listen to his music. Were they paying no attention to the multiple trials and reports when he was alive? Yeah, exactly. And also, kind of at the end, people suddenly go, "Oh yeah, well, he was all right though. He had some lovely music." You got to pay attention and just be aware that the world's a complicated place full of cunts.
Full of snowflakes. Why can't people just all be honest? And if you're going to be insulting, be insulting. Just crack on with it. If you're getting insulted, just take it like a bitch. That's what we have to do. Otherwise, if we're all tiptoeing around everyone all the time, life is just going to be a real fucking struggle.
Dan Jones says, "Hi fellas, have you backed any interesting Kickstarters recently?"
No money.
I have backed no Kickstarters, let alone interesting ones.
No, we're still waiting for bits to come through, but I haven't actually. There hasn't been anything that's kind of grabbed me. Not that we got the funds to grab them with anyway, but there really hasn't been anything. Have you seen anything, Parky, that's got your attention?
Not really.
Well, I know one Kickstarter that's coming out.
Yes.
Dice Splice.
Splice, thank you. A little Kickstarter from our friends at Penryn Games.
It's a stackable dice game, and we've played it. It's a lot of fun. You definitely want to be drinking rum whilst playing it.
I mean, I want to be drinking rum all the time anyway.
You don't drink rum.
I have done. Not as much as I'd like.
Nemesis, Nemesis is an awesome game.
Oh, Nemesis. Are you still waiting for that? Are you still waiting? Is there another set of stuff, isn't there?
Oh, yeah, we got the other thingy, didn't we? The Mars thingy.
That's it.
That's all got to come. But yeah, Nemesis. Oh, what a game that is. That has some cinematic moments in. I'm just going to shut this door on you. But no! Who's a lizard wizard? What the fuck are you talking about?
No.
Stacking and dice, I'm in. It's a good, go away, you. It's good fun.
Oh, I didn't realise they delayed Tridvang.
Not played a pirate game before. What is wrong with you? Pirates are awesome.
I've heard good things about Blood and Plunder, actually, although having not played it, but I've heard good things in that it feels piratey in that you land, you assault and grab stuff and take it and go away. Like, I think that's an important thing. When you're creating a game, you need to get the feeling of the game. Like, if you want a pirate game, well, what do pirates do? They land, they nick stuff, and then they sail away. Like, you don't just have, oh, well, these guys are pirates and these guys are soldiers, and then they fight like a normal battle, because that's not piratey. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I mean, they've got the ship combat rules as well, which is, interesting to see. But I like the ship combat rules and that sort of thing in Pirates of the Dread Seas. Nice and simple. The system works. I've got the Dwarf Fleet. I've got the Orc and the Scry fleets coming, because I did kickstart those. So that'll be another pirate skirmishy game that we can play if we ever get to play with each other again. Nemesis Lockdown, that's it. Yeah, that's the one on Mars. Kings of War Armada looks good.
Right. It's 1500. It's been an hour. I'm allowed to go pee now.
Oh, I go pee, you pissing tosser. So, Paul, Kings of War, Armada looks good. Again, as I've said before, I don't know whether you caught that part of the show, but Mantic, I find the Mantic stuff, the miniatures I find just a little bit clunky for me. They don't quite grab me. It's just one of those things. It's just an aesthetic for me, I suppose, because, you know, it's the same with a lot of their games. I look at them and I'm like, yeah. Just, I want to like the stuff. I really do, but shut up, you two bastards. God, kids. I mean, dogs. It's one of those things I really struggle with. Especially when, you know, Man of War is the only sailing game you should be playing. And that's like a billion years old. But it was one of those games that I always loved because it was just awesome. Fighter cannons and all of that. But I don't know. I'd like to try it. Apparently the ships aren't very detailed. Oh, that's interesting. I mean, I'd like to play it to see how it plays. But would I want to invest in it? But yeah, Man of War was a great game. It was. You got your little sheets, you put your damage counters on. I loved it. I filmed one for, yes, I was wondering when you were going to pipe up, Ed. Man of War! I filmed one for my Voyages of the Ailstorm series. So we did a little boat one in that, and I played that Man of War, and that was a lot of fun. It reminded, put that gut away. Oh, I'm so sorry you've had to witness Parker's belly burster. Haven't you given birth to that yet, mate?
No. Skateboarding parties were awesome. No, Skaven boarding parties. Sorry, I read that wrong.
Didn't bother. I just got the old doom bell floating around just going ding, 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 and watching all the ships around it fall apart. Loved it.
Here's a question.
No.
From me just now. So I was watching a online role-playing group that I watch occasionally.
Really quick, come on, any chance?
It was, yes.
You're so lame!
Hello. No, but my point is, so in a high fantasy system like D&D, you can make combat interesting by giving people special rules and giving people magic powers and stuff. How do you make combat interesting in a more normal game? Because a lot of times, I mean, we've been playing, we play role-playing games. Sometimes it can just feel like you're rolling dice to hit and that's kind of all you're doing. How do you keep, as a GM, how do you keep combat interesting?
Kill people.
Without, say again?
Kill people.
I mean, that's the thing, yeah.
Preferably
you can do that.
Players, so then you don't have to bother playing with them again because they're probably idiots.
That's fair. It is fair.
There you go. That's my Matt Mercer answer for you.
Okay, cool.
It depends on your system, doesn't it?
Or you control dice output as the DM. Yeah, I guess so. Make sure that people get just enough damage to make it hurt, but not so much that it hurts them. I'm sorry, dice just sneaks in there. Talk about role-playing, Straw.
Where'd he fucking come from? The minute you mention role-playing and Kieran's like, oh, all right then, when are we doing our game? When do I fucking remember? Sort it, you bastard. Bloody hell. I'm going to do the alien one with you if you behave yourself, but you carry on fucking hassling me and it won't happen. Not so smart now, are ya? Yeah.
Well, you know what, Straw, you are the Cornelius to my Dr. Zaius.
What?
That one's for the
apes, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Are you saying I'm a monkey?
I'm saying that you are a chimpanzee and I'm an orangutan. That was for the Odd-Sided Dice podcast, because I know they like their You are the someone to my. You are the Watson to my Holmes or whatever.
You are the jizz to my penis.
Yeah, there you go. That's it. Yeah, parry, dodge, etc. Actually, that's a good point, Chris. You can add parries and dodges and stuff like that.
Just be
Make sure that you're
just purely be more descriptive in what you're doing instead of going, oh, it's it.
Yeah. Oh, half time. Sorting mums and starting.
Sorting mums and starting the Guinness. What's the score then, Ed? Actually, don't answer. I don't care.
Your team, kick it in the goal. Kick it in the goal. Their goal. Not our goal.
Kick it in the goal. Happy days. Happy bloody day. It's pissing down the rain here.
It's spitting at the minute. It's not raining. It's yesterday. It was so dark. It was like nighttime in the middle of the day. It was really proper.
It's nighttime, you idiot.
I woke up in the middle of the night. It was dark.
Who knew? What's going on? 7-6 to Wales. Who were Wales playing?
Plankton? Not Wales.
Oh God! What is that stink?
It's not me because
I'm bloody peanut butter. Oh, that stuff makes me want to fucking hurl.
Oh, is it one of those smells that you probably used to like peanut butter and now the dogs eat it? You hate it?
No, I never liked peanut butter. Oh God, that is. Oh, Scotland! Come on, Scotland! Is that what you meant to say?
You are the no-no to my Telemachus. There you go.
Have you been sitting there thinking of that all this time?
Not all this time, but some of it.
You are the end to my bell.
And the end to your bell. You are the screaming skull to my catapult.
You are the blood to my blood god. So, what is your plan for next week, Parker? What have you got apart from barricading all the doors and nailing wood up to the window so no one can get in? What's your gaming plan, as it were?
Putting a big red cross on the door.
Bring out your dead.
My plan is to finish editing this fucking painting video, then work on another two, because now I've got the whole thing down. The next two should be relatively quick. I've got a texture one coming for the Dunsmouth Queen, or the Dunsmouth Witch, and then I'm going to do an OSL one for the Angler. That will get me to finish my hidden ones. Then I'm going to go and do my Watchers for Exodus, and that. And then I've got some
Plague Bearers.
Plague Bearers eventually. Race of the Galaxy film as well. I still remember your playthrough of Arcadia. That video is the reason you bought it. Did you guys still play those other blokes that were in the video? I mean, yes, but also no. Oh, Wes! Dude! I mean, you're not wrong, but cold.
I don't remember. I can't remember playing Arcadia.
Might have been a little tipsy.
Were we? That's a fucking surprise.
I vaguely remember the start. I don't remember the end. I remember it being set up, and then it's all a bit fuzzy after that. Which sounds exactly like us. We thought of doing an Ailstorm Crew RPG session using Zoom on one of the RPG sites.
Oh, that could be fun, but we already sort of do a pirate role playing thing with Warhammer.
Oh, fuck that game.
Our pirate things, which was awesome fun.
Was it though?
Poor old Parker cock-blocked by a dwarf.
It's fun for everyone else, as I recall.
Hey, you got well and truly cock-blocked, mate.
Not just that, make a decision. Oh, okay, I'm making a decision. That's the wrong decision, you dummy.
But I'm the captain. Do as I say. No.
Be more assertive. Okay, you should do this. No, not like that. Fuck! Pretty much that's how I remember it being.
This is what your CRM should look like.
I swear to God, woman, one more, and you get 3 strikes, you go through the window.
Mike Pierce says, I see so much D&D stuff available. Is D&D the silent majority in gaming? Yes. I mean, it is. People, it's the 40k of role-playing, isn't it?
It's not really silent, is it? It's just, everyone plays D&D because it's the best game ever. No, it's not.
I don't think it is the best game ever. I think it's probably one of the most accessible games.
Yeah.
And there's loads of stuff for it now, whether it be official or otherwise, that you can go, oh, I'll do this version of D&D, or I'll do that version of D&D, or I'll add this. And, it's not...
There's a new Stargate coming out, isn't there, which is based on 5th edition D&D.
Oh, that's a shame. That'd be a really good
I've got
game
the original,
without...
which I will run at some point. It's not D&D, job done.
I think I get frustrated that D&D is a very good system for what it does, in that it's a high fantasy, heavy game that you can go, okay, well, I want to play a warlock or a wizard or whatever, and then you hear your spells and this is what you can do. Okay, cool, I've got now a bunch of stuff. But if you want to play a more historical game, you can't just take the magic out of D&D and make it historical.
No.
It doesn't really work, because what are hit points? I think that without whatever about it, but like
I've got aliens coming up, Ed. Well, we filmed one of them, which I'm sure you might have watched. If you haven't, go watch it. Duh. But I have got another alien one coming up as soon as I read the stuff, got the group together and filmed it. What? Strike 2.5.
10 candles. I've seen 10 candles where you literally light 10 candles, and then as each one goes out, you have to do like a part of the story.
What if they're really big 4-foot candles?
Yes, like church candles. I guess you play for weeks on end with no.
You're just sitting there in the same pair of pants. Baron Munchausen, we've got it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we got to download a copy from somewhere. I think Ed sent us the link to it or something. I haven't read it. When are we expected to do all this stuff? Exactly. Oh, the sound was a bit weird, was it? Oh, okay.
That was just Jaws talking.
Lick my balls.
We're not getting Cyberpunk read. I know a friend of ours who probably will get it, who I got him the starter set, not the starter set, but the preview set. But I don't know if he's looked at it yet. I think the rules are the same. You blow them out when things go wrong. Okay. In 10 candles, sorry.
Oh.
Yeah, I imagine Nick would be very interested to see where Cyberpunk has ended up, story-wise. Because he was... So, for people who don't know who are watching this, we've got a friend called Nick.
No, get down. Get down.
You have to play with us in our Earthdawn game, as well as other games. And he's been running Cyberpunk on and off for 20 years, 30, 40 years, since it was out. loads of Cyberpunk, and he got all of the Firestorm and all the old books that kind of finished the end of the world, as it were. So I think he would be very interested in getting Cyberpunk read to see where the world has ended up.
Mm.
In the new video game, you can play as a nomad.
Oh, can you?
Yeah, I thought that'd interest you. You're a nomad.
Well, just another computer game I wouldn't play. Just don't have the time. Where do you think I get all this? Where are we supposed to have all this time to play all these games and do all this stuff from?
It's got Keanu Reeves in it.
So?
He's excellent.
So?
Yeah, there was that.
I really give no fucks.
Oh, I didn't know that the Hellboy RPG was based on 5e.
Oh,
I thought it was okay. Is that Hellboy or 5e or both? Oh, okay.
Both.
Two straws.
Not a fan of either.
Well, I don't know about you, but I'm getting a sore throat from all this talking.
Yep, I think we are just about done for the day. Was there anything else we needed to say to these wonderful people?
But we love them, and they're
We do
awesome.
love them, but you could probably find yourself something way better to do on a Saturday afternoon than watch us two idiots.
Yes.
Thank you for watching us two idiots.
Thank you. Have a happy Halloween. Enjoy whatever you do, however that is. If that's dressing up and putting on decorations around your house and having fun with your family, then do that.
Not allowed to have fun with your family these days, Parky.
If that involves sitting down quietly, then do that as well. Your fun is not wrong.
Well, depends how many people you're having that fun with, because these days you're not allowed to have fun with more than one person.
Giggity goo!
Giggity and the goo. So, cheers, everybody.
Yeah, we appreciate you joining us for this time. Thank you for all of your kind thoughts. Good to see you again. Look forward to seeing conventions. Oh man, that'd be great.
Oh, roll on being able to go to a convention again. That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
It's funny. I walked past a pub and saw people sitting inside. And was like, I know that it was people like clearly almost in a box sitting in a pub. Like, do you remember when you used to just be able to go out, like, and just walk around? Remember that? Wow. But anyway, we hope you're all well.
Hope
Don't
you all
forget
stay
to-
safe, more importantly. Hope you and yours are all safe and you continue to be safe.
Yes, this does suck, but eventually it will not suck as much, and we want to be here for the time when it doesn't suck.
We'll
we don't want to
still be
not be.
here in the third lockdown to keep you company.
Yeah. Lockdown 3, lockdown boogaloo.
Woo! Okay, people, so thank you very much for joining in, and we will catch you all again on the flip side.
If you like it, want to subscribe. If you don't like it, don't want to subscribe. You don't have to like and subscribe.